Hi there, I'm Dom. I work at Vintage Airsoft, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about oil dipping. Now, you may have seen me mention on the blog that certain parts are oil blacked or oil dipped, and I thought I might do a little video showing you what exactly that entails. Now, the advantage of oil dipping over something like a paint finish is it's a lot harder wearing. It also provides a little bit of rust protection, even when the surface has been scuffed a little bit. It also looks a little bit better over time as it wears. It looks a lot more authentic. So I've got my oil finishing station, which I made myself, and essentially all it is a sloped tray and a trough full of used motor oil. Now, this is ideal if you want a really dark black or grey finish. If you're wanting a slightly more blued finish, like you might get on an air rifle or something, then you can do a very similar thing and use a light oil like WD-40 or even some kind of vegetable oil. That can work if you're wanting a lighter finish. So I've got a part preheating on this gas stove here, and this is the scope mount for the G43 conversion I'm doing. And as you can see, it's smoking a little bit because this has been dipped once already. I'm just giving it a little bit of a top up to get a really nice consistent finish over it. So once that's a little bit warmer, I will transfer it over onto these fire bricks here, and I'll use the MAP gas torch in order to get it up to temperature, which is just below cherry red ideally, although it's not always possible to get a larger part up to that temperature. Once that's ready, I will pick it up and drop it straight in the trough, where you'll see it's smoking a lot, and that's as it's contracting under the oil, and hopefully it's trapping those little oil particles inside the surface. I'll then move it up onto the side where it can drain off, and I'll heat it again in order to get the last bit of oil off. Okay, so the part's up to temperature now. I'm just going to move it over onto these fire bricks. I'm going to give it a zap with the MAP gas torch. Let's get it that little bit hotter. Now, the reason I preheat it on the stove is because MAP gas is quite expensive, and that it uses propane, which is a lot cheaper to use. In order to get a nice, consistent, even finish, you've got to try and get quite consistent and even heat over the whole workpiece. It's quite difficult to do with such a small nozzle, of course. Okay, so I'm going to give this a dip. Grab onto a part that's easy to let go of, and drop it in. And just lift it up so that it can get underneath the part using my homemade special Hoily label. When it's all stopped bubbling, in theory, that's that part finished. So I'll let it drip off a little bit. And then MAP gas again. And then reheating the part after you've dipped it does two things. It helps to get rid of any excess oil much faster because oil's quite viscous. It takes a long time to drain off, and heating it up makes it much more fluid. It also helps to burn on any oil that's left on the part, helps to add to that black finish that you want. Okay, so we'll leave that part to cool. When it stops smoking and stops being too hot to touch, I'll pick it up, take it inside and give it a clean off with a rag. Hopefully then we'll see a nice even black finish. So the workpiece has finally cooled enough to touch, so I'm going to pick it up with this rag, and then all you need to do is rub it down until you get all of the remaining oil off. Over each surface, and you may have to rub it quite hard because it is quite sticky. You've got to avoid touching the part with your bare skin, really. If you can't manage that, then I suggest wearing rubber gloves or something, because you don't really want to get this sort of oil all over you. It's not good for you. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of tonal variation, but to be honest, with use and when it's been oiled again, that should all really disappear and meld into one sort of colour. You can see where I've brazed some of the parts together, but if necessary I'll top that up with a little bit of enamel paint just to camouflage it a bit. So you can see where the temperature's been different slightly between areas, so you've got a really nice consistent matte black on there, and then on these arms you get a little bit of a slightly lighter colour. All you need to do to get that a bit darker is to just heat that area selectively a little bit with the MAP torch or with a propane torch, and that should fix that. So thanks for watching the video. If you do want to try this at home, be really careful. Oil going on any sort of concrete or paving slab makes a fantastic mess. It's pretty much impossible to clear up. You will want to use protective gear. I was wearing my eye protection when I was dipping the oil. Your eyes, they cannot be replaced. Look after them. I'd also advise wearing leather gloves, leather gauntlets of some kind when you're dealing with hot items. I don't, just because I'm quite well practiced with doing this process now. And you may also want to wear a face mask, because those fumes are not great. I got away with it out there because it's quite well ventilated, had a reasonable draft coming through, but if you're in any kind of confined space at all, then wear one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.